Congressman Trent Franks is at this event that we've been telling you about, this How to Take Back America conference in St. Louis for the most rabid conservatives/radicals in the country, and he proved himself worthy of being in that crowd. He went and gave a speech that was way, way over the top. Let's watch a portion of this and come back and talk about it.
Obama's first act as president of any consequence in the middle of a financial meltdown was to send taxpayers' money overseas to pay for the killing of unborn children in other countries. Now, I got to tell you, a president will do that. There's almost nothing that you should be surprised at after that. We shouldn't be shocked that he does all these other insane things. A president that has lost his way that badly, that has no ability to see the image of God in these little fellow human beings, if he can't do that right, then he has no place in any station of government, and we need to realize that he is an enemy of humanity.
An enemy of humanity, he said there at the end. Now, what he's referring to is the idea of that in the past, the Republicans have said, hey, listen, if we're going to give any money in aid to other countries for reproductive rights or birth control, whatever it might be, for any kind of health purposes, that money cannot go towards an abortion, okay, and in any way, shape, or form. Now, sometimes it also is, you can't go towards birth control. So if it goes towards birth control, then they killed it under the Bush administration. So, of course, if you're trying to fight AIDS and you don't allow people to have condoms or pass out condoms, otherwise they don't get money from us, that's a terrible idea. And millions of people are dying from AIDS every year. So, in fact, of course, it's not the Democratic proposals that kill people, it's the Republican proposals that literally do it, okay? Now, having said that, all right, fine, Trent Franks, you believe that under no circumstances, no money in any way, shape, or form should ever go to any program that might go towards abortion. That's a position I heartily disagree with, but it's an acceptable position, okay? You're on that side, I'm on this side. But we don't get to call each other enemy of humanity, and you certainly don't do that to the president. Now, if they did that to George W. Bush, holy hell would have rained down on Trent Franks' head, or any progressive, of course, in Congress, or liberal in Congress that had done that. This is beyond acceptable, because there's language that says, hey, look, I really disagree with this, and it's wrong, right? Then there's language like his, where he said he's killing unborn children. There is almost nothing that you should be surprised after that. Meaning, look, he can come and do anything to you, and he's a killer, and he kills these kids, and that he does, quote, insane things. Now, what is he doing? He's egging on his audience. What are you going to do against this, quote, enemy of humanity? This man who kills unborn children, that would do anything, and God knows what he'll do after that. What is the natural reaction, especially when you give that speech to a bunch of lunatics like that are at the American How to Take Back America conference in St. Louis? These are the guys we told you yesterday. They're talking about how they got a seminar on how Obama's a Marxist, on how he's a communist, on how he's a fascist, and how, there's sodomites who are coming for our children. All the different Looney Tunes of the Republican Party or the conservative movement are there. And he's giving this crowd a speech about how Obama is the enemy of humanity. No way, man. He should, at the very least, be censured for this. Now, keep in mind, I was not for the censure of Joe Wilson. Now, I thought he shouldn't have yelled out, you lie, but what's Congress getting involved for, okay? But this is much worse, in my opinion. And the reason I'm concerned, and the reason why I think it's a real issue and not something that the House is going to do for politics, is because, look, they're putting the guy's life in danger. They're stoking people, and they're saying, well, if you got an enemy of humanity, you got to do something about it, right? And then they're walking away like, what? I didn't do anything. See, you know what happened? They lost the election, and they fear that they are now close to a permanent minority in the country as far as politics is concerned. And they think, well, this is politics by other means. Ironically, to quote Malcolm X, we're going to get him by any means as necessary. That is certainly the message it appears that they are sending out with talk like this, and it should not be tolerated. This is absolutely outrageous, and like I said, at the least, Trent Franks should definitely be censured by the House of Representatives. And if you're in Arizona, I mean, I don't know what kind of district he's in and what kind of people live in that district, but you can't have somebody talking like this about the president. I don't mean that you can't disagree with the president. Of course you can. And you could do so in strong terms, strong political terms. But you can't endanger the president with this kind of language. So, and you know all the terrible things I said about Bush. Don't get me wrong. You all watched it. But I never said anything like this. As he went and launched that war in Iraq, that wound up having hundreds of thousands of people that died as a direct result of that war. We never called him a murderer. Okay? This is way beyond the pale.